guys, how's it going? Jordan here with another thoughts video, as well as NickNac. I brought on a guest. This game is that important. We had to do it. Yeah, back for another thoughts video. This one, of course, as you can see above us and behind me, and then behind us both, is going to be for the game 12 Minutes. 12 Minutes was released on August 19th. It's an adventure game developed by Luis Antonio and published by Annapurna Interactive. Released on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PC. I think you played it on Steam, is that correct?
I did, yes.
Let's go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I played it on the Series X version of the game. Had no issues. I don't think did you run into any problems?
No, I had a PC issue, but
so not the actual game itself, just your hardware.
Yep.
Got it. So yeah, we're gonna be giving our thoughts. I think we're gonna keep it pretty spoiler free as best we can. We will make any kind of warnings or anything like that. I'll try to timestamp any spoilers that we may do in the description. So if you guys don't want to, or if you want to avoid those, we're gonna try to keep it that way. Let's just get into it. I want your thoughts first. Please give me your thoughts.
So for the record, I rolled credits like an hour ago. So
it's fresh. It is fresh. Yes, let's go.
Fresh. But yeah, so honestly, the best way to jump into this game is spoiler free as you can get. Like, I didn't even look up the names of the achievements that you get or anything. I tried to stay away from gameplay, but I loved it. This was like, it's a short game. You can just sink a day into it. I thought the puzzles were well thought out, and when I say puzzles, of course they're word puzzles.
Yeah, right.
You're going through dialogue trees, but I never felt, if I got stuck, that it was, prohibiting me from going through the game. It was just like, okay, well, let's change one more thing, right? Because it's a time loop game, and
right.
It's the one thing that time loops love is changing one small detail.
Yeah. So, or catching one word that they said in a sentence.
Exactly.
I have to agree with you. I beat it earlier in the day, so I think it was probably sometime in the afternoon. But I normally don't play these games. I'll be honest with you. I loved it. I loved every second that I was in the apartment, if you will, or in the loop, if you could say that. That's probably more accurate. But it's just, I think it was well thought out. And I mentioned this in my another YouTube video that I did for the top 10 most anticipated, which, if, by the way, speaking, this is perfect. If you did watch that video or haven't yet, the person announcing the numbers is the gentleman you see in this video as well. So
I think this one was number 9.
That's right. That's fantastic. But it was, I think when you take inspiration from The Shining and Groundhog's Day and those types of films and put it into a video game, like I mentioned, you're going to get a ton of interest from people, I think, just across the board. And this doesn't need to be a long game, I don't think, right? I feel like it doesn't need to be a long game because the different branching endings and storylines and how you get to the ending can make it a long game. It could take you up to 20 hours to get 100%, which 20 hours, depending on how you value your time, me personally, I think is well worth it. What was the price tag at it? Because I played on Game Pass. So what did you play it on?
So I played it on Steam, but the week leading up to it, they did a 10% off sale. So
okay.
It was like $20, and I think it's retailing for 25 right now.
Holy cow. That's, well, I mean, $1 an hour. I mean, to complete the entire thing, you get all the achievements and everything and all the endings. I classify it as pretty great. Also, if I'm not mistaken, it was developed by one person, right?
Yeah.
So
you'll see more names in the credits,
right?
Because through the Annapurna, right, you're gonna get a little bit more help.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's in his spare time, I think Luis was doing this game for like a bit of time, and then he announced that he had the project, oh god, like 5 years ago, maybe more than that. And then he just kind of like went, all right, this is just going to be my full-time gig. We're going to keep writing this. And he was so transparent in the development. I don't know if
Which
you follow his Twitter account.
I think you mentioned that, and I think that's not rare, but I think that's the advantage indie games have, right? I think you can, he's in control of almost everything minus the publishing from Annapurna, obviously. And he got some type of deal or whatever the deal kind of goes for from Game Pass, being day one release. He got a little extra money or upfront money, if you will. So hopefully that helped him in the when he signed that contract. I don't know how far along into development that stuff is. That's obviously way above any of my thinking. I don't work for Microsoft yet. Nice. So, but the game overall, I read there was a couple of negative reviews that I like to keep, and read obviously positive and get the negative take and just see what other people think out there. It seems like the user scores, this was just Metacritic, by the way, were fairly lower than any of the critic ones, which usually is flip-flopped. Honestly, I don't see it a lot where it's the user is extremely low and then you've got the critic stuff is really high, or at least decent or good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's really high, like not hundreds or 90s, but I think it was a solid 80, between 80 and 75 is what I saw. So a couple people said it's a short game, which that tells me you don't understand it in my take is. So
the rumors I heard before they launched, and this was, maybe 6 months ago sometime, was that total game time 18 to 20 hours. They didn't mention like 100% in the rumor.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm wondering if that caught any wind, and then people, when they find out it's actually maybe 4 to 6 hour game,
right?
Depending on how witty you are on your responses.
Someone said they beat it in 6. I think, what was it? 6. I guess
total loops. 6
loops, and we're kind of like, I don't think you can gather enough information in 6 loops, but that's okay. You will believe anybody that we'll take their word for it. Do you think it was necessary to have the cast that it had, or do you think this game would have been successful regardless?
I mean, save for Willem Dafoe, who has a very recognizable voice.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
The couple, that their normal speaking voice is so distinctly unrecognizable from what they did as a performance.
Right.
So did it help them sell more? Maybe. I mean, hopefully.
Having the names attached, right.
Yeah. I'm definitely okay with that. But also, they're complete strangers to the voiceover world, right?
True. Very, very true. Yes. So that's that's my point, is having the names attached is probably the main push. Was like, hey, look at the 3 people. I would probably say A-list. Yeah, I mean A-list, right? They're pretty big names. Definitely Willem Dafoe. I don't feel they needed to be in it, but I definitely hope it helped sell some copies. Like, holy shit, these people actually got these, top tier celebrities. Willem Dafoe's been in almost everything, and I mean, he's a Green Goblin. Come on. And then you had Rey, who's a Jedi Master, and that's going to make a lot of people upset that I'm going to say it, but I am going to say it because she is a Jedi Master, and if you don't like that, I'm sorry. But we can get into that later. That's a different video.
And Professor X.
And Professor X. I mean, what a cast, right? What an insane cast. Every single aspect of 2 from Marvel, and you got 1 from Star Wars, all under the giant Disney umbrella. So
for Disney.
Yeah, maybe this was. Hold on. Let me check. Published by Disney. No, okay, Disney's not any affiliation with it.
But one compliment I can give to the cast is that their lines didn't feel flat. Like it didn't feel like they're reading off a piece of paper, and then when they end the sentence,
right,
they just kind of fall off. It did feel like the conversations, or at least the script writing, was natural.
Right. And that they do the chunks, because you can tell, like, there was some, they were like straight into it, right? Like if you answered a certain way, you asked a certain question, it was like super aggressive, right off the bat, doesn't even lead into it. But you had the other ones where it's like, okay, let me build up to this, and now I understand I missed a bunch of dialogue before I got to this point. So you missed. If you start off at 100, you're like, holy crap, I should probably tone it down on my first answer next time. that's the only, not issue, but that's the point. And I think that's the main point of the whole game or dialogue is, you know, if you start off and it feels weird, you missed something before that. So you go back the next loop and you're like, I'm going to start over. Let me ask a different question, lead into it a little bit more softly, or hell, maybe sometimes even going aggressive and insisting certain things is kind of the way to go.
I did have some loops where I learned that order mattered in my responses, and I would get cut short on trying to get information,
right?
Because I was insisting on the wrong thing.
This guy insists, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna restart the loop. Yeah. Do you think this? And I know both of us, you and I have talked. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go through and probably 100% the game, get all the different endings, the achievements, whatever it is. Do you think this warrants not a sequel, but would you consider it a success so far? I mean, without even seeing the numbers, like for you personally, is this a game that you're like, I'm glad I sat down, I either spent the money for it or just put the time into it?
I feel like I'm a little biased because I've been such a fan, following this and getting hyped and trying to get other people hyped about the game. But I would consider it a success. And, you know, if we look at some small metrics, an indie dev reached, I think the game was like 300,000 plus viewers yesterday on launch.
Right.
It hit number 3 on Twitch.
Right. And that is, I don't think anybody will take that, right? Anybody will take that, regardless of how short your game is. If you have an hour of time that you are number 3 of the third category, the most popular category streamed on Twitch, that's, you got to count that as like, holy crap, there's a lot of people that purchase this game. I would say, yeah, that's a big deal, especially like you said, one person developed at least the game mechanics. You had obviously other people who were involved in sound, in the publishing and things, obviously with Annapurna, but man, one person it's just impressive. I think you're my go-to indie person. A lot of the times, if I'm not aware of something, I know I can go to you for that information. I know you and I have been back and forth, excited for this game. I'm glad to have finally gotten our hands on it, played it, got through the first ending, the first trip, the first completed time loop. And I think us having that answer of going back to play and get all the achievements is kind of as a testament to how much we enjoy the game. So I think if you're going to take any information from this, we got the first ending, but we still want to go back and play. That tells me that we're interested. You know what I mean? It kind of lived up to, I think, to you and I's hype that we had for it. Do you agree with that?
I can liken it to a movie. You know, like, you know, you've been waiting on a big blockbuster for like 2-3 years, and it comes out, and of course the movie's only a couple hours long,
right?
And you know, kind of so is this game. It's heavily inspired by a handful of directors who have a very great grasp on horror thriller, which, if you're fans of those directors, it does pop through. There are Easter eggs, there are elements that shine through. But yeah, like it's only a couple hours of gameplay, but I'm so excited to jump back in. Not at all sad that, you know, I waited so many years and it took me a day. So
yeah, isn't that weird? All this excitement for X amount of years and you get 4 hours, which is just a fraction of a day. It doesn't make it any worse or any less of an experience. It's just funny how it works, that you know about something for X amount of time and then you get it in your hands, you play it immediately and you're out of it for like, let's just say 20 hours, you know, to get the 100%. Yeah, I think if we had a recommendation, I would personally say check it out, buy it. Definitely if you have Game Pass. I mean, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to cost you anything extra to check it out. So as the person who purchased it, do you recommend it for people?
Yeah, I mean, I only got like $2 off of it during their sale. I'm happy to pay full price for it. It's
good deal. Good deal.
Game. I love getting achievements, so I love seeing that.
Awesome. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. I'm going to go ahead. This is UsuallyNickNac. Where can they find you on Twitch? You know, your socials. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok.
Let's go.
All at UsuallyNickNac.
Okay, nice. Again, I am the Jordan Beach. You can catch me at all the social medias that matter, whatever that is to you. Description for all of those, as well as mine, will be in the description down below. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like. Of course, hit the subscribe button. Check out NickNac on his Twitch. What days?
I do Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
There you go. All right. I will post all the links in the description, and appreciate you guys. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you everybody. We'll see you later.